Seven levels of faith. Alam po ninyo kung paano kong ginagawa ang sermon ko, ikukwento ko lang. Kasi ngayon, marami ng mga libro na hindi mo na kinakailangan puntahan sa bookstore. Matyaga ka lang mag-search sa internet, makakaganda. Napakadadami. Alam niyo po, siguro po may library na ako na naka-file lang sa computer, library. Kasi pagka may magagandang libro, binabasa ko. And once nakabasa ako na napakaganda na libro, it's all about God. I think na about prayer. Napapakinggan nyo naman yun eh. So, isa ko po, sinasummarize ko yung libro and ginagawa ko ng message yung bawat topic dun sa libro. Ngayon may nabasa na naman ako. Pero hindi po yun ang sermon ko. So marami pa. In other words, may mga nakahandang mga libro. So sana, sinasabi ko, iniisip ko, pagka kayo may mga panahon na magbasa ng mga libro kung gusto niyo librong okay lang, pero kung may masipag kayo, try na dun sa mga nababasa niyo, itetest niyo naman, meron talagang napakaganda. Itong message ko, sana, iisa-isahin ko. Kasi ang pamagat niya, 7 levels of faith. Iisa-isahin ko sana, kanya lang, dadalawang linggo na lang. So gusto ko tapusin to ng 2 linggo. So in other words, hatiin ko siya. Anong gusto nyo? 7 kasi yun eh. 3 o 4? Umpisang. Anyway. Alright, so ang key text natin is Hebrews 11:6. Hebrews 11:6, alam niyo naman na yun eh. For without faith, it is impossible to praise God. For he who believes must believe that he is. And he is a rewarder of those who earnestly seek him. Napakatindi nitong punto na to, na talaga, there's only one way. Ano man ang ginagawa mo sa Diyos without faith, nagsisimba ka without faith, nada. Wala yun. That's nothing. Nagbibigay ka without faith, tumutulong ka sa mahirap without faith. So in other words, everything you do must have faith. And the reason is, you believe that He is. So yun ang basis ng bawat isa sa atin na dapat maintindihan natin dito. Faith has levels. Just like school, sa eskwelahan, may mga levels yan. There's kindergarten, middle school, high school, even graduate school. But imagine this. If everyone dropped out after 2nd grade, grade 2 ka pa lang, nag-drop out ka na. So that's what the church often looks like today. Kasi sa 7 levels na yun, minsan doon pa lang sa grade 1, nag-drop out na. So yung level ng faith niya just stays there. Kanya wala nang advancement. Wala nang advancement. Faith is not meant to be static. Ibig sabihin, hindi dapat tayo yun. Hindi lang isang level yon. And once you've started that level, you just stop. No, the Bible presents faith as alive, growing, and maturing. I'd like to establish this for you today, and you have to listen to this. In Romans 1:17, look at this. Ilagay mo nga sa New King James, please. Look at this. For in it, that's the gospel. For in the gospel, is that? For in it, the righteousness of God is revealed from where? Faith to faith. So in other words, the gospel of Jesus Christ, which is the righteousness of God, is revealed from faith to faith. Ano ibig sabihin? But from faith, hindi lang sinabing is revealed from faith. No, it is revealed from faith to faith. Anong ibig sabihin nun? So dapat maintindihan natin yon. Now turn it to NIV please, para maintindihan nyo. For in the gospel, yan sinabi rin sa gospel, a righteousness from God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from what? So yung faith has a stages, has a level. So dapat yung faith mo, mag-transform as you understand God in His righteousness that is in the gospel. Kinakailangan mag-transform siya sa faith to faith. Or faith from the start up to the last. Okay, so ready na kayo dito? The 7 levels of faith. All right? So let us examine them. Level number 1. Saving faith. All right? Saving faith. This is where every believer begins. In Ephesians 2:8-9, look at this. Ephesians 2:9 sabi, for by grace you have been saved through faith. This is not from yourself, it is the gift of God. So you are saved by faith. This is where the journey starts from every Christian. Ito yung kauna-unahan, na-meet mo si Christ, and then you believed na in love ka sa Kanya, love at first sight. It's the moment when your eyes are opened, when you realize that you can save yourself and you throw yourself entirely at the mercy of Jesus Christ. Doon mo na-relax yun. Wala kang pag-asa. Hindi mo kaya iligtas ang sarili mo. And nakita mo si Jesus Christ and tinanggap mo siya. It's that spark, that first gasp of spiritual breath. Para maintindihan nyo, picture the thief at the cross. Yung po magnanakaw doon sa isang side ni Jesus Christ. Wala siyang kaalam-alam about kay Kristo. Hindi niya nakita si Kristo sapagkat nakabilanggo siya. But nang makasama niya si Kristo, ang naririnig niya lang ay yung mga tuya ng mga tao. Yung mga tuya, may umiiyak, merong nagmamak, may naglalait kay Kristo, yun lang ang kanyang nakita. Pero habang pinagmamasdan niya si Kristo, habang pinagmamasdan niya kung paano siyang mag-react sa mga hagupit ng latigo, sa panunuya ng mga tao, nang makita niya, something grows inside him. And in Luke 23:42-43, look at this. For the first time in his life, na na-meet niya si Christ, this is what happened to him. Then he said, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Jesus answered, I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise. That is saving faith. The starting point, saving faith. Saving faith is trusting Christ. Sa saving faith, dun ka nagsisisi sa mga kasalanan mo. Sa saving faith, dun ka tumatanggap at pinahayag mo si Kristo bilang Panginoon mo, tagapagligtas. And dun sa saving faith, dun ka nababautismohan sa Kanyang pangalan. But saving faith is not about how much you know or how strong you are. It's about trusting Him enough to say, yes, Lord, I believe. That is the simplest form ng faith. It is pure and it's essential. Without level 1, there is no other level. Pag wala yung level 1, di ka nag-start dito, wala yung mga susunod na level. It's like a baby's first breath. The entire future depends on it. But here's the thing. Listen to this. Saving faith was never meant to be the finish line. Ang problema dito, ito lang ginagawa natin finish line. Ay, that's okay. Okay na ako. Nakalista na yung pangalan ko sa Lamb's Book of Life. And that's it. That's it. Yun ang problema. Think about it. No one celebrates the birth of a baby and say, okay, that's it. We're done here. Ibig sabihin, pinanganak yung isang baby, okay na. Okay, that's it. Pinanganak ang bago. That's it. No. You expect that baby to grow, to learn, to walk, to mature. In the same way, God expects our faith to develop beyond just the first yes. And yet, too many Christians confuse the entry point with the entire journey. Kala na, yun na yung entire journey. No, it is not. In Hebrews 6:1, it says there, let us leave, therefore let us leave the elementary teaching about Christ. And what? So yung elementary, tama na yan. Go on to maturity. Okay. Here's the second. Ang sa akin tingin, habang pinag-aaralan ko to, nandito lang kayo hanggang ngayon. And minsan may aray dito eh. Sana maganda nga yun eh, habang basta yung sa message na ako nasaktan kasi dito eh. Kasi hindi ko masaman kung saan akong level eh. Sa pinakamagandang question dito, after masabing seven levels, saan ka dyan? Kamusta ka naman? Asan yan? Bigyan ko 7 levels. The second level is this. Ang tawag dito is the surviving faith. This is where most believers get stuck. Yun. Alright? Now, ngayon, pag-isipan na, think of the Israel in the wilderness after escaping Egypt. Yun ang isipin nyo. Alam nyo naman yung kwento eh, hindi ko na ikukwento. Pero gusto ko makita nyo and tingnan. Pwede po bang buksan tong ventilador? Parang naiinitan lang ho ako. Okay. Yan. Alright, thank you. Now, they had seen God. Ito ang punto to ha. Yung nakita nila ang Diyos, ang ginawa ng Diyos sa kanila sa Egypt. It's so astounding. Yung every miracle per miracle, yung 10th plague, yung 10 salot. Kung ikaw siguro yung nasa doon sa Israel, pagkatapos makikita mo, ayaw kang palayain ni Parao. And then ang ginawa ng Panginoon ay, alright, ayaw mong palayain tako, gagawin ko yung tubig na iniinom ninyo, maging dugo. Oh. Naging dugo. Wala silang mainom whatsoever. Lahat ng tumutulo dun sa spring nila, dugo. Alright? Alam niyo naman yung 10, right? So one after another, nakita nila. So that's enough na yung pananampalataya dapat tumubot, ma-engage sa kanya. Naku, napakamakapangyarihan pala ng Diyos. Naku, mahal pala tayo ng Diyos. Naku, dapat ko pala siyang pagtiwalaan. Dapat ganun di ba? Dapat manatiling matibay yung pananampalataya ko. Pero ito ang punto. Nung nakalabas sila, and then malapit na sila, nandun sila sa dagat na pula, dahil kasi dun sa side na yun ang daan eh. Okay, ito nangyari. Nung papalabas sila, nilusob sila ng lahat ng mga sundalo ng Ehipto. Now, kung tayo taga-Ehipto, ang mga taga-Israel, kung kayo, for example, naku, walang kadala-dala. Siguro ganun dapat walang kadala-dala itong mga taga-Ehipto to. Pinatay na nga yung mga panganay nila, hindi pa sila natuto. Siguro ganun Pero anong reaksyon ng Israel? Yung dapat na maintindihan natin. Di ba Moses, papatayin mo lang pala kami dito. Kaya mo kami tinatin. Grabe, nakita na nila. Akala nila. Siguro dapat maintindihan. Dapat maging matapang ka na. Anong katatakutan mo? Nakita mo na yung kapangyarihan ng Diyos. So well, simple lang ang ginawa ng Diyos. Moses, munta ka sa harapan, pamagitan ng tungkod mo i-declare mo, hampasin mo yung tubig na yan. Ano nangyari sa tubig? Alam niyo naman ang nangyari, di ba? Nabitak. Pagkatapos, dumaan sila saan? Sa basang lupa? Hindi. Sabi sa Biblia, sa tuyong lupa. So, lumakad sila. And then, nung nakatapos na silang tumawid, sumunod yung mga sundalo ni Paraon. Ano nangyari sa kanila? Sumarado. So, doon pa lang sa pangpang, nagdiwang sila. Yeah! Diwang na. Yeah. Pagkatas nauhaw sila. Yan yung punto. Nauhaw sila. Ano na naman ang salita nila? Papatay mo lang pala kami dito, Moses. Napakaraming tubig sa Ehipto, dito wala. Nagbigay na naman ng Diyos. Mas nagutom sila. Papatay mo na naman pala kami dito, Moses, sa gutom. Wala naman doon sa Ehipto, maraming. So in other words, that's surviving faith. Naniniwala silang may Diyos. Pero ang kanilang relasyon sa Diyos ay kung may kailangan lang sila. Nakakahiya, no? Pero ganun tayo lahat eh. Walang pagsamba. Salamat, Panginoon, at nagtitiwala. Walang tapang, hindi na talaga nadala. Makapangyarihan ng Diyos. Dapat ganun ang pananaw nila sa Diyos. Dapat ganun ang pananampalataya nila sa Diyos dahil sa lahat ng bagay. Pinagkalooban sila at yung pananampalataya yun dapat matibay. Pero hindi. Lahat ng mga pagkakailangan nila may paglait sa Diyos. And kailangan lang nila ang Diyos pag may kailangan sila. And that's what we call the surviving faith. Many Christians live here. They trust God enough to save them, but not enough to carry them. Their prayer sounds like 911 calls. Ano yung 911 calls? Lord, fix this. Lord, help me. And yes, God listens. Yes, He answers. But surviving faith never matures beyond crisis management. It doesn't grow roots. It just reacts. Walang ugat. Walang relasyon. Basta't ang pananaw nila may Diyos. At pag kami kailangan ako lalapit sa kanila, sila sa kanila. Now, God's plan isn't just to rescue you from crisis after crisis. Hindi yun ang plan ng Diyos. It's to teach you how to walk in trust daily, to grow deeper so that when the storm comes, you're not shaking every time. Yun ang pananaw ng Diyos sa inyo. Pinakikita niya ang presensya niya para hindi ka matakot, hindi ka gaya ng Israelitas. Every time, may takot. Every time, there's always fear. Yung pagtitiwala, yung pananampalataya, hindi lumago sa kanila. Here's the sobering truth. The Israelite who stayed at level 2 died in the wilderness. Walang nakarating sa kanila. Walang nakarating. Yung mga reklamador, yung palaging lumalait kay Moses na propeta ng Diyos at mismo sa Diyos din. Walang nakarating sa kanila. Kanya kayo, kung dun lang kayo sa grade 2 na you are surviving faith, na kailangan mo lang ang Diyos dahil may kailangan ka, hindi ka rin makakarating sa promise land, I tell you. Hindi siya taga-solve ng crisis mo. Kasi matagal na, may solusyon na yung crisis mo. Siya. Kaya nga sinabi doon, he who believes in God must believe that He is. But yung word na He is, but hindi na, must believe that He cares. No. Must believe that He loves you. No. Must believe that He is the most powerful. No. Must believe that He is. That means He is the solution for every problem. He is the solution for all your needs. Why? Because He is what you need. He is. Nga pa sabi, I am the bread, I am the water, I am this, I am that. So, kanya pa sabi, Lord, I am that I am. That means, I am the solution. So don't worry and don't be afraid. Don't be stuck. Huwag ka mag-stuck dito. This faith reacts to crisis but never grow roots. Ang kanya nangyari sa kanya, ayon sa 1 Corinthians 10:5. Look at this. Look at this final thoughts dito. In 1 Corinthians 10:5, it says something like this. Nevertheless, God was not pleased with most of them. That's the Israelites. Their bodies were scattered over the desert. Wala. Patay sila lahat. Kanya ang pumasok sa promised land, yung mga bata. Yung mga bata. Kasi iba na yung henerasyon. Ito yung mga matatapang na henerasyon dahil kasi alam nilang Diyos. Napakaganda na, sana gusto ko pa nga i-remove dahil kasi nung pinapunta sila sa lupang pangako, 10 pa rin na. Hindi nakarating yung 10 yun sa promised land. Ay, hindi natin kaya. Hindi natin kaya. Puluhin natin mga tao. Hindi natin, mamamatay tayo. Samantalang, binibigay ko na yun. Sabi ng Diyos, binibigay ko na yun sa kanya. Pero may dalawa, si Caleb at saka si Joshua. Kaya natin. Ariin natin. Bakit ganun? Bakit ganun ang pananampalataya? Yung iba nakita na ng Diyos, pero may takot pa rin. Ikaw, puro takot pa rin. You have the saving faith. And now, may surviving faith ka dahil pinakita sa inyo, pero hindi pa rin nag-ugat. Alright. Let me give you the third level. Alright? Recognize sa third level. Grabe itong journey natin eh. Gusto ko sana isa-isahin to, pero sabi ko mahaba masyado pag isa-isa ko. Pero pa-cleanling natin. 3 na lang tayo. Hindi kayo mainip. O gusto nyo 4. O gusto nyo 7 eh. Level 3. Look at this. This is the level 3. Tingnan mo kung nandito ka na ha, o nasa surviving ka pa rin. O baka naman nasa saving faith ka lang din. Basta umpisa ka pa lang, baby pa lang din, bagong panganak. Now the third is this, growing faith. Uy, maganda to. Uy, mukhang maganda to. Okay. This is where the shift, yung pagbabago, happens. Instead of only calling on God in emergencies, you begin to trust Him in everyday life. You begin to trust Him in everyday life. Your root starts going deeper. Your faith begins to stretch. Now faith begins to mature. Napaka-ideal nito, napakagandang point nito na nag-stretch. Now, think about Abraham in Genesis 12. Ito, example nito is si Abraham. Abraham, merong ang tradition na nagsabi, ang trabaho daw ni Abraham ay gumagawa ng mga idols. So Abraham, tinawag ng Diyos. We don't know how that is, kung paano, pero tinawag siya ng Diyos. And ang sabi sa kanya ng Diyos in Genesis 12, leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. Now, notice God didn't even give him the full map. Wala siyang mapa. Bago niya kausapin, hey, come here, Abraham. Here's the map. Here's the GPS. Here's the cellphone kung sakasakaling kailangan mo akong tawagan. Wala nun. Wala. Basta pumunta ka, leave your country and people and your father's houses and go to the land I will show you. Anong sagot? Well, of course, Abraham went. That's growing faith. Kahit hindi mo alam kung saan ka pupunta, walang direksyon, basta ang importante doon, sinabi ng Diyos, at pag, ito naman ang tandaan mo, pag ang Diyos ang nagsalita, especially sa kanyang salita, sa Biblia, pag siyang sinabi, tandaan nyo to, hindi hihiwalay sa iyo ang Diyos, saan ka man magpunta. Alam niyo yung journey ni Abraham, right? Growing faith means obeying without full understanding. Growing faith means to trust God daily in our lives. Here's the key. Growing faith doesn't happen overnight. It's like a plant, parang isang halaman. May nagsisimula muna sa buto, you water it, you nurture it, you wait, and over time, roots dig deep and branches reaches high. Hindi yun bigla. Unti-unti. And in the process, you learn that faith isn't just about what God does for you, but about who He is and how you can walk with Him. It's about who He is. It's no longer what He can do for you. Kung ano may bibigay niya sa iyo, kung anong benefit niya sa iyo. No, nawawala na yon. Maybe that's surviving faith. But the growing faith doesn't matter what He do. But of course, it sometimes matter. Pero hindi na. But because of who He is. Merong isang verse, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Look at it. Napakaganda nito verse na to. And it's one of my favorites. Sana maging favorite. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Grabe naman. Pagka naman yan yung pananampalataya mo sa Diyos with all your heart. Whatever happens in your life, every day of your life, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Ano pa dapat isunod ko yun? You have to grow in this particular trust every day of your life. Lean not on your own understanding. Minsan yung pinapalitan natin alam niyo kung bakit? May nabasa nga ako Kasi ang paraan ng Diyos, yung kabaligtaran sa tao. Kabaligtaran sa tao Kasi tayo gusto natin always in control. Lahat ng bagay gusto natin always in control. Pero ang gusto ng Diyos, you always surrender to me. Ikaw, control, siya gusto mag-surrender ka sa akin. Trust in me because my method is different from yours. Sometimes, nakikita mo sinabi ng Diyos, parang hindi logic ito. Dapat ganito, dapat ganito, dapat. No. Kanya siguro sinabi din, with all your heart. Kasi minsan, nakikita mo kabaligtaran doon sa mga ine-expect ng mga tao, sa mga bagay na nangyari sa buhay. No. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. That's fantastic. In all your ways. Balik man. Balik. In all your ways, look at this. In all your ways, acknowledge Him. And He, what? He will make your path straight. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Sa ibang translation, and He will direct your path. Pag in-acknowledge mo siya. Wag yung karunungan mo. Wag yung, eto, nabasa ko Wag yung AI. Ito yung procedure ng AI. No! God's way is different. And His way is always different. And it's the best. That's growing faith. That's growing faith. Ito na lang. Level 4, okay? Para yung 3 last level. Okay. Itong level na to, ito isa sa mga paborito ko. Pero pinaka-paborito ko lahat yung level 7, of course. But let me give you the level 4. It's called tested faith. If growing faith is about stepping forward, tested faith is about standing firm. This is the level where the storm hits, where the ground shakes, and where your faith is pushed to its absolute limits. Absolute limits. And here's the truth. You don't graduate to this level by choice. No. It's not your choice. The test finds you. Faith must be tested to become strong. That is what James 1, 2, and 3 says. For example, look at this. In James 1, 2, and 3, ganito yung sinasabi niya. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. Next. Yan na ba yun? Yung first 1, 2, and 3, all right? Knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. So this is yung tinatawag na hindi lang yung growing on a certain space. Pero ito yung sinasabing faith is pushed in its absolute limit. All right. Example ko rito, alam nyo kung sino. Example ko, sino? Sino? Si Job. Si Job. Ano yan, nababasa ko. Gusto ko uling balikan itong si Job eh. Gusto ko uling establish. Pero, look at this. Think about Job. First, he loses his wealth. Isang araw lang. Walang baka, walang mga ships, walang mga camels, wala lahat yung wealth. Wala. Then his children. Grabe. Ako hindi ko maano to is, pati mga anak. Yung pinakamayaman, sa 6, ang sabi doon, nawala lahat ng kayamanan, nawala lahat ng anak. And then yung kanyang health, dati matipuno siya, he could work anywhere, he could go anywhere. Pero tinubuan siya ng mga bukol-bukol, magmula puyo hanggat paa. And so yung dating tumitira sa palasyo, pumunta doon sa basurahan. Dahil kasi doon gumawa ng bahay at every day kinakailangan maupo doon sa mga pinagsunugan ng mga ashes ng basura. Grabe. Pagkatapos yung asawa niya sabi, ano ka ba? Sumpain mo na yung Diyos mo. Sumpain mo na yung Diyos mo. Mamatay ka na. Ang isang problema rito, hindi niya alam kung bakit. Hindi niya alam kung bakit siya nagkaganon. Hindi niya alam. There is no answer. Why? Sabi ng mga kaibigan, may ginawa kang kasalanan. Tsak yun. May kasalanan. Hindi niya alam. No, wala akong nalalaman. Hindi ko alam. Pero kahit hindi niya naintindihan, kahit hindi niya alam, kahit na walang reason para maisip siya na kaya nagkakaganon, itong si Paul, ang sabi sa Job 13:15, look at this. Job 13:15, ang sabi niya is this. Look at this. This is the tested faith. And I like it. Though he slays me, yet will I trust him. Grabe to. Sana sa lahat ng pagsubok niyo sa buhay, wag kayong mag-alala. He's still there. You don't even know why. Pero Paul has that tested faith na pinakita dito. Though you slay me, yet I will trust you. I will still trust you. Trials don't destroy real faith. They prove it. Lahat ng mga trials mo patutunayan ng pananampalataya mo. Napakarami examples ito, pero hindi ko gusto nang bigyan detalye because this is enough. That sometimes gustong makita ng Diyos ang katunayan ng pananampalataya that you have to be tested. So be strong and be fearless because it has to be. It has to be. It has to be. And let's be honest, this is not the faith most of us pray for. We ask for comfort, for safety, for smooth sailing. But God loves us too much to leave us untested. Because He knows untested faith stays shallow. Kababawan lang pagka hindi na-test. Trials are the gym where your faith muscles grow. No resistance, no strength. 1 Peter 1:6 and 7, look at this. 1 Peter 1:6 and 7 says something like this. In this you greatly rejoice. These are trials of life, that test. Though now for a little while, if needed be, you have been grieved by various trials. Next verse, please. That the genuineness of your faith, look at that, the word genuineness. Yun yung reason and trials ng Diyos na binibigay sa bawat sa atin upang makita yung genuineness ng faith. Being much more precious than gold. Yung testing ng faith is much more precious than gold because it establishes the genuineness of your faith. Though it is tested by fire, may be found to praise, honor, and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Tested faith. Your faith which is more precious than gold, may be proved genuine. Gusto ko pa sana ituloy pero pinangako ko yung last na 3 I'll live here and bahala na kayo mag-expect nung excitement. So where are you? Dun sa 4 levels. Are you nasa saving faith ka pa rin ba? O nasa surviving faith ka ba? O nasa growing faith na? That's good. Pero much better is this. Nandun ka na ba sa tested faith? Don't settle for the wilderness. Don't stop at level 2. God is calling you higher. Let's all stand up. Oh, Father in heaven, Lord, alam namin napakababa ng levels namin sa pananampalataya. But that you expect something from us. Something from us. Lord, sana wag kaming ma-stuck sa level 2. Just surviving faith. It's pag kailangan ka namin sa mga pangailangan namin during our emergencies, o sana hindi, Panginoon. Help us to step to the level 3 of growing faith. But more, help us to be firm and fearless if ever we step at the 4th, the tested faith. Give us the courage. And just like Job, nagsabing, though you slay me, I will still trust him. Because he trusts you so much. And though he doesn't understand, he trusts you so much. And help us to trust you like that in our lives, our daily lives. Oh Father, maraming salamat. Dahil we know that you are good all the time. All the time you are good. And we can trust you. We can always trust you. Help us, Father. Kung may kakulangan ang aming pananampalataya, fill us up. And let to trust you every day of our lives, whatever happens. Ang biyaya ng ating Ama na sumasalan, ang pag-ibig na kanyang bugtong na anak nating Panginoong Jesucristo, ang ilaw at tanglaw ng Espiritu Santo ang bigay sa inyong lakas at magpatibay sa inyong pananampalataya mula ngayon at magpakailanman.